Hello, this is Richard Wilson coming to you from Mumbai, India. I'm here to speak at a couple of family office events. I run the Family Office Club, and I wanted to record this quick video for you on the importance of maximizing your effectiveness with your investment strategies and your operating businesses by leveraging multiple sub-trends, macro trends at a time. This came up at our recent event at CapitalCon because we had someone on stage who had raised $60 billion, that's billion with a B, over his career with his firm. It's called Eaton Partners. And Charles Eaton, the founder of the firm, had been in the placement agent third-party marketing industry, which, if you don't know what it is basically raising capital for investment fund managers. He's been in that industry for close to 40 years now. He really helped formalize, and grow that space. Not that he invented it or was the first person to come up with the idea, but he's one of the most successful out there in the space. And what's interesting is he said that it is a lot of blocking and tackling, and is taking advantage of this new model of outsourcing the capital raising by fund managers. And also there is the trend of more institutional capital providers just starting to allocate to fund managers. And in fact, he brought up an example of being one of the first people to take a hedge fund manager and raise institutional capital, which basically means you can raise 10, 20, $50 million checks at a time instead of $1 to $3 million checks at a time. And so that was really critical. And what came out of it was that he leveraged multiple growing trends and sub-trends, rising tides to really grow his business. The placement agent trend and the trend of institutional fund managers or institutional investors investing in hedge fund managers and private equity fund managers. And I thought that was really cool to see. You can see many examples of people who become billionaires and centimillionaires also leveraging multiple trends. Obviously, Zuckerberg, the growth of Facebook and social media. You look at Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, so the growth of personal computing and music and handheld devices and smart devices like the iPhone. Obviously, there's a million people like Zuckerberg who tried, and they MySpaced out into nothing before they were ever known as anything nearly as big as a MySpace. But the point is that some of the most successful people had to play off of existing growing trends and sub-trends that are going on, as well as be really smart about it and execute well and have an excellent team and have some good luck along the way. And what I think is really interesting is that lots of people who raise capital say, oh, we had to talk to 500 investors to find the 12, or we had to talk to 800 to find the 5, or we talked to 300 to find the 1. And these are some of the smartest people in the business who have been raising capital for 20 years and have raised $1 billion plus in capital. We had many of those at our past event on stage, $1 billion plus in capital, and they're still reaching out to 500 investors to find the 12. And these are the same 500 investors they're speaking to every year. So they have a pretty good idea about what these people want. And so they're trying to choose the best fund manager to raise capital for. They're speaking to these people in the right way. They know what's inside their portfolio. They know what they want and don't want to a degree. And they're still taking that long to raise that much capital. So my point here is not that Zuckerberg got lucky because he just chose a rising trend of social media and interconnectivity among young people with the right demographic at the right time. It was that on top of excellent execution, tons of hard work, some good luck along the way, an excellent team, and about 400 other things led to his success. But if he wasn't playing off of some trend that was growing or a rising tide, he might be worth $1 million today or $10 million today. So why not have the world sweating for you and take advantage of growing trends and put yourself in the stream of potential good fortune rather than swim upstream? If you look at what you're doing, is it becoming more popular? Is what people really want? When you describe what you're doing to someone, do they lean forward and say, I want to do that, I want to engage with you, I want to learn more, I want to learn the details of how we could structure that? Or are they resisting? Are they saying, no, we're not interested, no, we already have a lot of that, no, we've seen this before, and they have preconceptions about it, and it's very hard for them to accept. Some things are very hard to do, are worth doing, but I believe that those things typically are worth doing because it hasn't caught on to the masses yet, and you're a little bit ahead of the trend, not behind on the trend. So I'd really, the point of recording this whole video here is to make sure that you are leveraging current trends going on so that they're sweating for you, because you still have to do 400 other things to get things right, and you might as well not make life harder on yourself trying to get to that level of success that we're all working towards. So I hope you found this valuable. It's something I'm constantly thinking about in our business and how we can be more synergistic, more focused, have more of my calendar focused on my unique ability and each individual team member's unique ability on my team. And just knowing that we have a sound strategy for all of our direct investment work, single family office work, and operating holding companies is really important to me, and I'm sure it's important to you as well. So the more we can discuss this and make sure that the things that we can control, we are doing an excellent job of, and then the frame and position that we set up our businesses in and our strategy pointed towards are also highly leveraged. I think it's an excellent investment of time. So this is Richard Wilson from the Family Office Club. Thanks for joining me this morning in India, and I'll see you in the next video.